I am going to share my ideas and experiences with you with regard to geography class 9th. My topic is natural vegetation and wildlife. Dear students, first of all I will tell you what is natural vegetation. Natural vegetation refers to the plant community of a particular region or period. My dear students, natural vegetation refers to the plant community of a particular region or a period. We have in our surroundings various plants and vegetation cover, but that is not the natural vegetation. We have natural vegetation refers to the particular region. The natural vegetation is that type of vegetation which is created by the nature, which is available by the nature. It has been created by nature, it has grown without human aid and has been left undisturbed by the humans for a long period of time. We can call it a virgin vegetation. Virgin vegetation. Virgin vegetation. Virgin vegetation means the vegetation that has not been touched, that has not been disturbed by humans. So, we call it natural vegetation, which is available in the form of forests in our locality, on the mountains and in the surroundings. And when we talk of India, India has its own natural vegetation, virgin vegetation cover, which is known as endemic or indigenous. Endemic or indigenous species. Now, India has its own vegetation cover, virgin vegetation cover, that has not been touched, that has not been disturbed for a long period of time. So, India has its own vegetation which is known as endemic or indigenous species. Indigenous means here native. We have a native vegetation cover, and that type of vegetation which has been brought here in India from outside the country, that is known as exotic plants. So, there is a difference between the two. One is that we have our own vegetation cover, which is known as endemic or indigenous species, and that vegetation cover which has brought from the outside the country, that is known as exotic plants. So, we have vegetation cover, but we too have our crops, and we have orchards, fruits in our area. That too is the part of vegetation, but we cannot call that type of vegetation natural vegetation, because that is human made vegetation. So, when we talk of this natural vegetation, India has near about 24% of the forest cover in India, which accounts about 7,36,334 square kilometers. India has its own plant cover. It is near about 24% of the area of India is covered with the forest vegetation and that is 7,36,334 square kilometers near about. And this vegetation cover, besides this, we have also wildlife species also. We have 89,000 species of animals, 2,500 species of birds, and 1200 species of fish. Number 2500 species of fish, sorry, and 1200 species of birds, and 47,000 species of plants. We have 47,000 species of plants. Though India is rich both in flora and fauna. Flora means the plant life, and the fauna means here the animal life. So, the diversity, the great diversity of plants and animals in India, it is controlled by some factors. There are some factors which are responsible for these plants and animal community in India. Number one is land. The type of land also affects the type of vegetation. As we know that India has different landforms. On the surface of the earth, the whole earth is not same everywhere. It has ups and downs, it has mountains, plains, plateaus, lowlands. Similarly, India too is a country, is a land which has different landforms, and that land affects on its vegetation cover. We have land, if we have undulating land, or rough terrain area, rough area. If we have rough area, we have a tableland which is not plain, but it is undulating. That type of land supports woodlands and grasslands, and it also provides shelter to the wild animals and provides shelter to the wildlife. Land, as my student, as I told you, that land, the type of land, the position of land affects the position of plants, the type of plants. Here I gave you example of undulating and rough surface of land. It is good for growing these woodlands and grasslands, and it also provides shelter to the wild animals. Then there is level land, or we can say plain area. Plain area, we have also plateau region and we have also plain area. In plain area, where it is level land, there are no ups and downs in the land surface, and this land is very much fertile, and it is good for growing crops. It is good for growing crops. As we grow rice, wheat, jawar, bajra, sugarcane, millets, so many crops we grow, but we grow those crops in the level land, in the plain area. Northern plains India are the good examples of the plain land that supports the agriculture system of the India. Number third, we have mountain slopes or hill slopes. The mountain slopes, it supports the conical trees, forests. This is the difference of the land. Everywhere where we have plain land, it supports agriculture. We have undulating land, it supports grasslands and woodlands, and it supports also wildlife. And we have mountainous part of the land, hilly land, which supports the forests, where the trees, high trees are grown. Then number 2, there is soil and mitti. Soil also affects the type of vegetation. If soil is fertile, then vegetation cover is also good. We have this type. We have type of soil. The most humus type of soil is on most fertile type of soil we have in the mountain slopes. The mountain soil supports to the forests, and then there is we have desert soil. Desert soil supports the cactus and thorny bushes. Because of the scarcity of rainfall, there is rainfall is low there in thorny in the desert land, mostly in Rajasthan. There is no water, and there is less rainfall, and that affects the plant with the type of plantation there, and there are thorny bushes and shrubs are grown there. And then there is one more thing, that is we say that is plain soil, fertile soil or wetland. So fertile soil, I told you already that the fertile soil supports the agriculture. So the type of soil affects the type of vegetation. Then there is one more thing, that is temperature. Temperature. As we go higher, we feel cooler, but not beyond atmosphere. My dear students, I will tell you that when we go higher in the atmosphere, but only in the atmosphere, the temperature decreases. That is why that mountain slopes, just as Pahalgam, Gulmarg, these are there is moderate climate is found there. It is because of the fact that as we go higher in the atmosphere, we feel cool. So here temperature decreases. As we go higher and higher, we see that it affects the types of plantation. On the high mountains, there are not high trees are not found there because of the less rainfall and because of the less temperature. And then there is precipitation. Precipitation means rainfall. Rainfall is very important. Rainfall equally affects the type of vegetation. We have in the Western Ghats, we have evergreen forests, and where there are the 200 centimeters of rainfall, there are dense forests. Temperature and rainfall is equally responsible for the faster growth of the plants and trees. So these are the factors which are very much important for growing different types of trees. On the basis of this climatic factors, the Indian vegetation has been divided into 5 groups. Number 1 is tropical evergreen forests. Tropical evergreen forest, जो सदाबहार जंगल होते हैं, which remains evergreen throughout the year. I have a chart, my dear students. Here you can see this chart. Here I have seen that evergreen forests. The first evergreen forests are these forests remains green throughout the year because there is no definite time for these trees to shed their leaves. So they appear evergreen throughout the year. We have Western Ghats here. I have shared this portion. These are Western Ghats, western coast of India. These I have shown the trees also here, tropical evergreen forests. These forests are restricted to heavy rainfall. Where there is heavy rainfall, tropical evergreen forests grow at a faster rate there. I have given you the example, and I have shown you on the map that we have Western Ghats. Ghats are the small hills. There are long hills on the western coast of India, and these are this coast is very broad, and here are tropical evergreen forests, because of the fact that when monsoon winds, rain bearing winds laden with moisture or full of moisture, when they strike India, when they enter India, and they when they reach here, they strike against the Western Ghats and they cause heavy rainfall. They cause at least 200 to 300 centimeters of rainfall is experienced here in Western Ghats. That is why the trees are grown in abundance there. There are dense forests of evergreen trees. The most common trees are there. Elephant is there. Elephant is common there, and there is monkeys are there, deers are there, and so many other tigers are there, and so many other these animals are found. This habitat of so many animals, and mostly some common trees are there: mahogany, ebony, rosewood, rubber, cinchona are the trees which are grown in abundance there. So this Western Ghats experience the tropical evergreen forests, and tropical evergreen forests are also grown in northeastern parts of the country. Here, Nagaland, Mizoram, Manipur, Meghalaya, Tripura. These are called northeastern states. Nagaland, Manipur, Tripura, Meghalaya, and these are called the northeastern states of India. And these states, I have showed here this portion. These states are known as that evergreen trees are grown there. It is because of the fact that here Bay of Bengal, it is the Bay of Bengal. When monsoon winds appear from this side, it approaches towards the India. When these winds enters India, and huge rainfall, a heavy rainfall occurs in northeastern part of India, mostly in Meghalaya. Meghalaya is the state of India where the heavy rainfall occurs in the world. That is here is the Mausoram, Mysonram, Masinram. Masinram is a place 20 kilometers away from Cherrapunji, which is also located in Meghalaya, which experiences the heavy rainfall in the world. 1080 centimeters of rainfall is experienced here. And I will tell you one more thing, that the rainfall which falls here in one day in Meghalaya, in Mysonram, Meghalaya, the rainfall which Meghalaya experiences one day, the same rainfall falls in Rajasthan here in 8 years. The one day rainfall of Meghalaya is compared to Rajasthan desert, Thar desert, where there is second day of rainfall, and the amount of rainfall the Meghalaya receives in one day, the Thar desert of India receives in 8 years. This is the climatic contrast here. So evergreen forests are also grown here, northeastern states of India. And then we have number 2. Number 2 is tropical deciduous forests. ट्रॉपिकल मीन्स गर्म, डिसीडियस मीन्स पतझड़ वाले जंगलात जो है, जो अपने पत्ते गिराते हैं. Before this we read about the evergreen trees. Evergreen trees do not shed their leaves. There is no different time for them to shed their leaves, but the tropical deciduous forests are the widespread forests of India. You can see that this white portion I have seen in the I have shown in the map here, the white portion. It is near about 2/3 of India is covered with tropical deciduous forests. And tropical deciduous forests, and there is a definite time for shedding, the definite time for trees to shed their leaves. So within 6 to 8 weeks, these forests, these trees shed their leaves. These trees shed their leaves in summer season. That is why these are so it is called tropical deciduous forests. Tropical deciduous forests are the most widespread forests which are spread throughout India. I have shown here this portion, white portion. My dear students, you see that the white portion, it shows the area which is covered with tropical deciduous forests, and in these forests there are the main tree which is dominant tree here, that is teak wood. Teak is the most dominant species here. About that, it is bamboo, sal, shisham, sandalwood, kusum, mulberry, sal, neem, or the various types of trees which are grown in abundance in the tropical deciduous forests. And there are also a variety of birds are there which are shown there, and there are it is also the habitat of so many animals like wild animals, lion, tigers, deer, elephants, giraffes, monkeys. So many numerous species are there found in these forests. These forests, there is on the basis of water supply, the tropical deciduous forests have been divided into dry and wet. Dry means where there is less rainfall, and which is found here in northeastern here, and wet means where there is in peninsular plateau here. The wet type of forest is where there is the heavy rainfall. The rainfall is 200 to 100 centimeter, and here rainfall is 100 to 150 centimeters. So these are two types of forests found in this area. So this type of forests, tropical deciduous forest, is the most widespread forests of India. And now there is one more forest, that is the thorny forests. Thorny, कांटेदार दरख्त जो पाए जाते हैं वो कहाँ है? You see that I have shared this portion here, the yellow portion. It is Haryana, Rajasthan and Gujarat. Haryana, Rajasthan and Gujarat are the mostly three important states where there is less rainfall, and where these thorny forests and bushes are grown there, and these trees are there are bubble cactus are grown in these forests, and there are some also bubble kakar palms are also some trees which are grown there, and there are some species of birds, animals, rats, mice, rabbits, camel, fox, wolf, wild ass, tiger, lion, or these are and other snakes, leopards are also found in these type of forests because of the less rainfall. And then there is mountain forest. Mountain forest is here. The mountain forests are found at an elevation of 1000 to 2000 meters and 2000 to 3000 meters above sea level. These forests are mostly found in the northern parts of India, that is in Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand. These forests are found there, and there are some different types of forests. As we go higher, we feel cooler. So in the lower slopes of the Himalayas, there are dense forests. As we go higher, there is the trees, the height of trees are very low. Shrubs are grown there, scrubs are grown there, which are close to the ground. And I will tell you that here the pine, deodar, spruce, cedar, and are some of the trees which are grown in the lower slopes of the Himalayas. And above it, there are temperate forests between 1600 to 3600 meters above sea level. Above that, there are high altitudes when tundra vegetation is found there, where mosses, lichens are found, alpine vegetable, junipers and pines, birches are found there. These are different types of forests which are shown, and there is last that is mangrove forest. Mangrove forests are the delta regions. In Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri rivers have some deltas at their mouths, and I have shown here this portion, this here, and this is mangrove trees. These trees are found in deltic regions. The roots of trees are beneath under the water, and these are different types of trees which are grown in India. And I have just discussed with you the tropical evergreen forests and tropical deciduous forests, thorny forests, mangrove forests, and mountain forests. And forests are very important for us. They control soil erosion, they modify the local climate, and they make streams to flow and provide livelihood for many communities, and provide opportunity for recreation also. And but due to human disturbances, these forests have been demolished, destructed by the humans because of the deforestation, because of the growing population. The people have gone to the forest, and they have fell down the most trees, and the trees and they go there and they make their cultivation. That is why the forests are most disturbed by the humans. Let us, my dear students, let us, there is a message which I want to give you, that is, let us conserve these forests for our future generations. Thank you, sir. Okay.